December 2019, Dubai. In a luxurious villa protected by high walls and security cameras, one of the world's most wanted men is about to have breakfast. He's lived here quietly for years, far from the streets of Amsterdam, where he built his empire. What he doesn't know, elite police forces are about to end his reign as the Netherlands' most powerful crime boss.
Crimineel Ridouan Taghi.
De meest gezochte crimineel van Nederland, Ridouan Taghi.
Taghi is onderdeel van een groot internationaal drugskartel.
In his teens, Ridouan Taghi was already making a name for himself. The son of Moroccan immigrants from the Rif region, an area known for its hashish production, Taghi started where many before him had, smuggling hash from Morocco to the Netherlands.
Hash was the logical choice.
A former associate would later tell police.
We had the connections, the roots, and most importantly, the trust of suppliers back home.
By age 16, Taghi was already coordinating small shipments through Spain, using his family connections and knowledge of both cultures to his advantage. But Taghi saw bigger opportunities. While hash brought steady profits, cocaine promised fortunes. By the early 2000s, he began establishing connections with South American cartels. His timing was perfect. The port of Rotterdam was becoming Europe's main gateway for cocaine, and the Dutch distribution networks originally built for hash were ready to be repurposed.
The switch from hash to cocaine changed everything.
One detective would later recall.
The profits were astronomical, and with that came a different level of violence. When you're moving millions in cocaine, every mistake costs a life.
Dubai police, they formed a team of officers from a criminal investigation department. Through their investigation, they managed to identify the location of Taghi.
By his mid-20s, Taghi had transformed from a small-time hash smuggler into a major player in the European cocaine trade. His organization was different from traditional Dutch criminal groups. He recruited young men from immigrant neighborhoods, many who saw him as a role model, a kid from their streets who made it big. But what truly set Taghi apart was his business model. He didn't just control the supply chain, he created a new kind of criminal enterprise. His organization offered crime as a service, providing everything from smuggling routes to hitmen for hire. What made Taghi particularly dangerous was his understanding of technology. He used encrypted BlackBerry phones, changed devices regularly, and communicated through a sophisticated network of intermediaries. For years, law enforcement couldn't even find a recent photograph of him. In 2015, Dutch authorities intercepted a shipment of cocaine worth millions. They thought they had dealt a blow to Taghi's organization. Instead, what followed was a wave of violence that would shock the Netherlands.
A crime reporter well known for exposing the Dutch underworld has become the subject rather than the documenter of a crime scene.
December 2016. Crime blogger Martin Koch leaves a sex club in Lauren. Earlier that day, he had survived an attempt on his life. A gun placed under his car failed to fire. Koch had been writing extensively about Taghi's organization on his crime website. As he walks to his car, a figure emerges from the shadows. Shots ring out. Koch is dead before he hits the ground. In 2017, Nabil B., a former member of Taghi's organization, decides to become a Crown witness. It's a breakthrough the police desperately need, but Taghi's response shows a level of brutality that stuns even hardened detectives. In March 2018, Nabil's innocent brother is gunned down in broad daylight, a clear message to anyone thinking of cooperating with authorities.
Rafael decided to cooperate with authorities and became a key witness. Faisal's father-in-law, an ex-business partner of his father, could now testify against him.
September 18, 2019. Dirk Weersum, Nabil B's lawyer, steps out of his house to go to work. The 44-year-old father of two never makes it to his car. A young man in dark clothing approaches and fires multiple shots. The murder of a lawyer in Dutch society is unprecedented. Justice Minister Ferd Grapperhaus declares, "This crosses a line we thought would never be crossed." While the Netherlands reels from these attacks, a joint task force quietly closes in.
Ridouan Taghi, the convicted leader of the Mokro Mafia crime gang. The case against him and 16 others was related to 6 murders and a number of other attempted murders.
Dutch police work with Dubai authorities, tracking every lead. The breakthrough came through digital breadcrumbs. Despite Taghi's careful operational security, investigators discovered a pattern. His organization used a complex network of front companies in Dubai to launder money. One of these companies had purchased several properties in Emirates Hills, Dubai's most exclusive neighborhood. They discover Taghi has been living in these hills, moving between several properties.
Topcrimineel Ridouan Taghi.
De meest gezochte crimineel van Nederland, Ridouan Taghi.
Taghi is onderdeel van een groot internationaal drugskartel.
On December 15th, they got confirmation. Taghi was staying in Villa 21, a luxurious property with high walls and state-of-the-art security systems. The villa had been purchased through a complex web of shell companies, ultimately traced back to Taghi's organization. On December 16th, 2019, Dubai police storm Taghi's villa. Despite all his precautions, he's caught completely off guard. The man who had eluded capture for years is finally in handcuffs. 3 days later, a heavily guarded convoy delivered Taghi to the Netherlands' highest security prison. The man behind bars after all. But even from prison, Taghi's organization continues its reign of terror. On July 6, 2021, legendary crime reporter Peter R. de Vries walks out of a television studio in central Amsterdam. As confidant and advisor to Crown witness Nabil B., he knows the risks. At 7:30 p.m. on one of Amsterdam's busiest streets, a gunman approaches from behind. 5 shots ring out. De Vries fights for his life for 9 days before succumbing to his injuries. His death marks the 3rd killing of someone connected to the Crown witness, a brother, a lawyer, and now one of the Netherlands' most respected journalists. Today, Taghi sits in the Netherlands' highest security prison. His trial, known as the Marengo process, is the largest criminal case in Dutch history. In October 2021, authorities foiled a plot to break him out using heavy weapons and explosives. Ridouan Taghi's story represents a new era in organized crime, one where traditional boundaries no longer exist. His organization didn't just kill rivals, it attacked the pillars of democracy itself, the justice system, free press, and public safety.